Good morning. I'm out walking. It's about 38 degrees out here. I'm up, John. I'm up. I'm walking. You inspired me. You were power walking earlier, doing your video, so I'm like, I can do that. And so I do try to walk every day, and no matter the temperature. But I don't know what that is, centigrade or Celsius. It's like 2 in the UK. So it's a little chilly, but it feels good. Waking me up. My view is pretty amazing here in southeast Colorado. The mountains are there. They're far away, but I can see them. So I wanted to hop on. I've been trying to pin down a good topic to do a video on. I know I haven't done one in a little while, and I get these brilliant ideas while I'm walking, and the last few times I've walked has just been too windy, and there is no wind today. It's just serene out here. But I wanted to talk about, see, I'm trying to speak my truth, and I get people outside, and I get embarrassed. So I'm going to push through that. Good morning. And I wanted to talk about what, in my opinion, based on a ton of people that I follow, that I've been listening to, watching, reading for the last 5+ years. It's about 5.5 years now since I had my big awakening and have gone through many dark nights of the soul, and have had times where I could not even function. And if you can relate to that, I gotta try to find my, come here, trying to keep my hat down over my ears because it's so chilly. I made it. Isn't it cute? Yeah, I'm amazing. I know. It's nerdy, and I love it. So anyway, this is what I see happening in the world. And just let me say, these last few days, with everything that's going on, I have just felt so high vibe, so far above pettiness and all this hate, anger, resentment, division, all of this shit that's going on right now that is amplifying. And so I knew yesterday, especially, I was just on this elation. Here, so let me switch hands. It's hard to hold this while you're, how do you do it, people? There it is. And there we go. See, I made myself little strings so I can keep pulling it down if I can find them with these big old gloves. And I've just felt so good and really super motivated to step out of my comfort zone, to really do the stuff that has been kind of stewing in my brain. I want to, and I've mentioned this before, my Parenting Through Ascension, which is my YouTube channel, my Facebook page. I've thought about creating an actual physical meetup in my area called Parenting Through Ascension. But I think what I'm going to start with is just having a gathering, a one-time event, to see what kind of interest, see how awake my town is right now, to see if people are ready. And what I want to do is kind of ease them into this concept of ascension, of what's going on. So really what it is You know, we never stop evolving. We really don't. We never stop moving forward in our growth and expansion. Sometimes it can be very minute growth and very tiny, tiny steps, but we're always evolving. And science, thank you, although I have a lot of issues with how science is done, they do have many things right. And one of these things they discovered is that about every 26,000 years or so, and they can prove this in the fossil records, there is a quantum leap, and not just evolution, but new creatures, brand new, out of nowhere, boom, there they are. No beginning, no, oh, well, they evolved from this. No, they're just there. And so something happens every 26,000 years on this planet where we hit the gas pedal and we just blow through that stop sign. And on the other side, it's like a whole new world. And so it's these huge evolutions. Like, they have proven that creatures, certain animals, skipped many evolutionary steps during these periods. Hi, there are so many. I love Colorado. Everybody has dogs, and they're just beautiful. Hi, you're so beautiful. Yes, you are. I should have brought mine along, but oh goodness. Oh, he's singing to me. Thank you. That's beautiful. I love it. He's serenading me. What was I talking about? Silly dog. Anyway, okay. So anyway, evolution. We're always evolving. We are in, it has been 26,000 years-ish, give or take, some change, right? Since the last leap. So guess what? Here we are. This will be the first one that us modern humans will be going through. Although I believe there have been many, many life forms, intelligent humanoid life forms on this planet for millions of years, off and on, still here under the surface, deep in the mountains. I firmly do believe that they are here. And some mingle. You know, like those people who were like, are they even human? Like, seriously, you really think Heidi Klum is human? No, she's a Nordic. She screams Nordic. Anyway, that's a joke, kind of, sort of. So what I wanted to talk about as I babble, because I'm walking, it's like a release for me. It's like word vomit. I apologize. But so what happened is, you know, these beings started to evolve, started to get smarter, became bipedal, however you say it, upright, right? And started to realize that if they did certain things, life would be easier. And this was all on our own. Well, then, these beings from distant star systems, whose goal is to conquer and have power, came and hi, and decided that we looked like a good slave race. So what happened was they started to fuck with our DNA. Excuse me, sorry. Raised by a Catholic Marine. No hope for me. Started to mess with our DNA, started to put their own in our DNA. And I'm talking the Archons, the reptilians, the malevolent powers that have been and are no more. Let's make that very clear. They have lost power, and they know it. And so I know this might sound crazy to a lot of you, and that's fine. This is just what resonates with me and what has become apparent to me as the truth that's going on right now. And so they came in and started screwing us up. Decided, oh, well, they could see we were on our way to being this amazing species. Incredible. We were created, you guys. We are the envy of the universe, the way we were created. Our potential, our power within us. All these other beings are jealous. And that's why they want to keep us as slaves, because we have something they cannot understand, but they want it. That's all they know. And of course, they can't have it. It has to be, they have to look within. That's where it is. It's not in us, it's in them. And what we have is in us. It's all individual connection to source. So anyway, so they start screwing it all up because they're like, oh, well, this amazing species was created, intended to live 900, 1,000 years and more. And, you know, if you see the Bible in any way as factual history, sorry, I got a hair in my eye. You remember all those biblical characters, figures at the beginning lived for hundreds, thousands of years because they did. They actually did. And that's what we were meant to do. And when they realized this, they're like, no, 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 no. Because in 1,000 years, thank you, in 1,000 years, you can ascend in one lifetime. They didn't want that. They didn't want us ascending because then we figure out what they're up to. And so they messed with our DNA, so we only live, you know, at the time, who knows? I don't know. They say that the first, you know, what we call modern humans, only lived like 40, 50 years, and that was a long time. And so they really screwed us up. But look at it this way. We have already extended that, you know, just with our own attempts at you know, healing and staying healthy and living longer. People live to be 100. Not, you know, not a huge percentage, but it's extended already just on our own, even with their efforts to keep us sick and dying young. And so anyway, what's going on now, and since the 80s, somewhere time in the 80s, and I believe on some level I was aware of this, if not everyone. I'm sure everyone was on some level. But I was aware of this in some way. These benevolent beings came to help. And they showed up in the 80s in the physical. And, you know, by that I mean in their, the form that they are able to, you know, be here in this galaxy with its current vibration. The form they were able to take. And so, and again, NASA has caught all these, people have caught these on film. There's just too much evidence to just poo-poo it away. And they come in blue spheres, and they come in humanoid form. And my personal favorite, the blue avians, the blue bird people, which some say are the same as the blue spheres. It's, I can buy into that. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. I just like to know that they're here. And so they came in in the 80s because in 2001 we were supposed to ascend. December 21st, 2001. Remember that date? Everything was supposed to change drastically that day. And a lot of people actually, even September 11th, 2001 was a big one. Sorry, it was December 21st, 2012 is what I was thinking, but September 11th it was supposed to change. And then again, December 21st, 2012, we were supposed to ascend. And when they realized, these watchers, guardians, that, no kidding, like not very many of us would have survived this cataclysmic event, this ascension event at that time. And they didn't want that to happen. They didn't want, because if that had happened at that time, our planet would have affected the entire galaxy, and in turn the entire universe, because that's how it works. The ripple effect, or the butterfly effect, if you will, because our little planet is just a speck, right, in the whole universe. And so they came in and they realized they're not going to make it. Like only maybe a couple thousand of us, I think, is what they were predicting would survive it. And so they came in with they're all different densities, vibrations, very high vibrations. They have gone through this ascension probably several times. And so what happened was they started to reincarnate the ones who chose to come and help as humans. And these are the people who are born with this knowledge of just knowing what we need, knowing what is needed to save the planet. And anyway, since the 80s then, so many more of us have started waking up, and they've been forcing it a little bit. And what I mean by that is, to the degree that the reptilians, the guys who came in with their plans of fuckery to screw everything up, to the degree that they interfered, the Guardians, the Watchers, the Blue Spheres, the Blue Avians, the good guys, are able to help to that same degree. Does that make sense? So like they're, if you watch Star Trek, huge disclosure, by the way, all of that technology already exists and it will be available to us soon. I do believe that. Disclosure's already happening behind the scenes. It's just not making, obviously it's not making the fake news because they don't want real news on there. But Star Trek with the Prime Directive, that's a real thing. But it's more of a cosmic, universal law. It's not just, it's not a man-made law. If you interfere in another being's evolution in any way that removes their free will, you create karma for yourself, and that hinders your own evolution. So these beautiful, beautiful beings, I know one personally, used to, as a child, they came to help to, whilst following the Prime Directive, which they have to do, the universal cosmic law, but because the Archons, the bad guys, the cabal, whatever you want to call them, because they came in and interfered first. The Alliance, as a lot of people are calling them, the White Hats, the good guys, are able to come and help more than they have before, because it's time. And so we're being kind of pushed through the eye of the needle. And I know a lot of you are feeling that, but we're being pushed through for our own good, for our own evolution, for our own soul growth, so that most of us can ascend when this event happens. And so they've been able to hold it off. That's how highly evolved they are. They came in en masse, in force, to kind of calm our sun down, because that's where it's all coming from. The sun is changing, and if you want proof of that, just go to nasa.gov. They've been monitoring all of this since the 70s when we sent out our first probe. They know, and they document it all on their website. There have been books written about how all the planets, including Earth and the Sun, have changed drastically since the 70s, more so than in the previous millions, even billions of years. So there's definitely something happening that you cannot deny, even if you don't buy into the whole, if you don't believe in energy, you can't see the air you breathe, but it's there. Energy, everything is energy, everything. As I believe John said this morning in his video, everything is energy. It's just vibrating at a different frequency.